So this video is a response to SKydivePhil's response to my video, which was entitled Debunking SKydivePhil. The title of this video is SKydivePhil 2 and the Mindless Zombies. I chose this title because even though I have exposed Phil, showing he was misleading YouTube viewers, some of them still support him. Now, I was actually really interested to hear from Phil, but I have to say I was disappointed from his response. From watching it, it is clear that Phil Harper hasn't got a leg to stand on. Firstly, it is important to note that throughout the whole video, not once does he explain why he misquotes Adam Deen, and instead ducks the explicit expose. If you remember, ladies and gentlemen, Phil falsely accused Adam Deen of presenting the scientist he quoted as not accepting evolution. Now, I was completely disgusted to witness his continual act of dishonesty by means of trying to cover up his dishonesty with, wait for it, more lies and more deception. Nice sleight of hand, Phil. But what was most unbearable to watch was his desperate clutching of straws, grabbing anything and everything to redeem himself. Rather than rebut my expose of his intentional misreading of Adam Deen's article, he only attempts to attack Adam Deen further, despite starting off his response saying that he was going to respond to me.
Hi YouTube, this video is a response to Mega Terminator 786.
He starts off with a cringeworthy he said, she said, gossip fest worthy of a 9-year-old girl. It really is sad when a grown man is reduced to such a level. This clearly shows how much my video has troubled him. But ladies and gentlemen, I will put an end to Phil's attempts to conceal his lies by saving the best for last, showing precisely that Phil knew all along that Adam Deen wasn't presenting the scientist he quoted as not believing in evolution, showing that he misled YouTube viewers to make a name for himself. But just before that, let me address some points. Firstly, Phil realises that he was clearly wrong for attacking Adam Deen's honesty, and instead makes a U-turn and goes on the defensive and tries to conceal his attack by hiding behind the statement.
What I actually said
is either bad scholarship for not reading the article, or it's simply dishonest. It's one of the two.
Notice the phrase either in that sentence? It seems Mega was not paying attention.
And accuses me of not paying attention. I was paying attention. Is Phil asking us to forget his other snide comments, such as,
"But what is the bit that Adam Deen doesn't want you to see?" And so he defends his belief by pretending.
Furthermore, let's see what your other viewers were saying. Here we can clearly see that they saw your video as an attack on Adam Deen's honesty. Were they also not paying attention? It seems to me that the only person who wasn't paying attention on their own video was Phil himself. On top of that, he still carries on in his second response, despite trying to clarify the issue at the start of his video. Are we to believe that all along he wasn't intending to attack Adam Deen's honesty? And now Phil insults our intelligence by making out that he never made such an attack. Now, my last video, I ended with a comment that paranoia may be Phil's problem. Worryingly, that actually might be the case with Phil. Maybe we are dealing with some deep issues here. The icing on the cake was Phil's very own Freemason conspiracy theory investigations. Yes, folks, Phil's paranoia has no bounds. He makes a link with myself and Adam Deen. Why? Because my YouTube name and Adam Deen's email address have the same numbers, 786.
Now, let's assume Adam did not make or collaborate in this video, and the use of phrases such as 786 at the end of both names is certainly suspicious, sure, but let's just ignore that.
Now, this is such a ridiculous link that it makes the claims in the Iraq war about Saddam Hussein's weapons of mass destruction an open and shut case. What he is ignorant of is that 786 has a religious connotation. Hence, that's why you'll find many people who use it for its mere practicality. The answer is just one Google search away.
Hasn't done his homework. Hasn't done his homework.
I searched 786, and it looks like all these people are Adam Deen in disguise too. And Phil, don't try and make yourself look even more silly and say, oh, but I said or collaborating. It is quite clear that Adam Deen is not somehow collaborated with the 125 million sites which appeared on this Google search. And Phil, you have the cheek to talk about scholarship. To demonstrate how ridiculous this argument is, I have unravelled my very own conspiracy theory that will outdo Phil's and even the Da Vinci Code and the 9/11 put together. So, if you take all the people that have commented on Phil's video and arrange it in a specific order, it will spell Phil Harper's name. The true identity of all of these channel owners are none other than Phil Harper himself. And Phil really doesn't make it easy for himself at all, going on again about censorship and beginning to sound like that kid who cries because no one wants to play with him. Phil claims Adam Deen vets his comments. But so what? What is wrong with vetting comments? It would be unreasonable not to vet comments and allow all comments to be posted, including abusive language, etc., etc. And note that Phil did not tell us what the actual comment was that Adam Deen allegedly vetted. Now, I've gone on Adam Deen's blog, and I've seen for myself many comments from different people criticising him. So please, tell us, Phil, what was this killer comment that was so devastating that Adam Deen had to vet your comment? And Phil, you say that you sent through part 1, part 2, part 3, but how do we know what part 1 actually contained? How do we know that it didn't contain abusive language? How do we know you didn't forget to press the send button? In fact, how do we know you even sent through a part 1? We could be paranoid like you and just say it was part of your big plan so you could create a video crying for censorship in order to increase your YouTube channel views. Who knows? Then Phil attacks Adam Deen for re-editing his article. Well, it looks like he has to, as people like you, Phil, intentionally misquote him even when they know his position on the matter. Again, so what? Most bloggers do this. If anything, it's a positive thing, as it shows Adam Deen's willingness to adjust his original article. But your argument is further flawed when you go on other forums and claim that Adam does a cut, paste and run. Just because you see a similar article on a forum, it doesn't mean that he himself posted it. That's what forums are about, posting other people's stuff on there. Yeah, Phil, it happens all the time. In fact, that would be like saying, if I saw a Stephen Hawking article on a forum, then Stephen Hawking put it there himself. Talk about clutching at straws. I like the way he says Muslims in a plural sense when he finds a comment by one individual. In the same vein, there's an atheist who's not happy about you. Does that mean that the entire atheist world is not happy with you? What about the comments on Adam Deen's YouTube channel? Did Adam Deen remove the comments he didn't like and keep the ones he did like? Take a look for yourself, ladies and gentlemen. The answer is no. Adam Deen removed all comments, including his own. I must say that it's very sneaky to say that Adam Deen removed Brendan's comments, for example. We didn't emphasise the fact that Adam Deen removed all comments, including his own ones. Yet you claim Adam Deen misquotes people. Maybe he can't be bothered to reply to every Tom, Dick and Harry who has a rant, unlike some people who sit there waiting and recording a YouTube comment section. Then Phil tries to defend himself regarding his comments about MDI and says, I didn't say MDI censored me, I said Adam Deen did. What Phil doesn't realise is that he's just exposed his cheap shot at slurring MDI. After all, why did Phil mention Adam Deen's alleged censorship in the same breath as MDI? Clearly, he wanted to tarnish MDI's reputation too. By his own admission, there was no need to mention MDI. Looks like Phil owes MDI an apology too. But wait, it gets better. Then he thinks he's made a witty comment by saying Adam should file a DMCA on my video, since it uses aspects of Adam Deen's blog. I agree that Adam Deen could have done this, but that's the point, Phil. It's his prerogative, and he has the right to file a DMCA. Note that Phil didn't claim it was a false DMCA. Maybe those mindless zombies, which this video is named after, who irresponsibly mirror Phil's video, might just get it this time. Then he responds to my comment about him trying to use Adam Deen's name to promote himself, And typically, instead of defending himself against my criticism, he, yes, you guessed it, he yet again attacks Adam Deen by mentioning his tour titled Dawkins' Delusion Tour. What he doesn't understand is that Adam Deen never slanders Dawkins personally. From watching his tour, we don't hear comments such as,
and so he defends his belief by pretending.
You can watch his video and see for yourself how Adam Deen responds to Dawkins' work. What he does is to deal with his arguments, unlike Phil Harper, who falsely attacks Adam Deen's honesty to make a name for himself. For example, before attacking Adam Deen, note the lack of views to his videos, but post-attacking Adam Deen, it seems that they have increased. Let's hope Phil gets the difference. Now, one of the funniest parts of his response, which did make me laugh, was his challenge to Adam Deen. It's like me challenging Richard Dawkins to a debate, and because he rejects it, that automatically means that Dawkins is afraid to accept my challenge. I mean, have you ever thought that maybe Adam Deen doesn't give you much credence, Phil? I mean, for crying out loud, you can't even be consistent when it comes to who you're addressing in your response. Throughout the entire video, it is clear that Phil is confused because in an attempt to address my video, he attacks Adam Deen. In fact, he is so confused. Where he is writing a comment to me on his debate with Sammy from MDI and asking me whether I blocked him. I mean, how can I block you from somebody else's video channel? This is the idiot I am dealing with here. And now for the bit that you have all been waiting for. I said I was going to put it at the end, and those of you who have watched his other videos, you'll see that Phil brags about debating Adam Deen. Now, I was curious to find out where this debate actually took place. Now, I was surprised to find that what Phil was bragging about was actually a TV program discussing religion in the modern world. This encounter clearly meant a great deal to Phil, as he grotesquely calls it a debate, which was quite funny to watch as the host did most of all the talking. Although it was painful to watch Phil rambling on, I found what I was looking for. I came across something very interesting. Now, all along, Phil attacked Adam Deen for misrepresenting evolutionists as not believing in evolutionary theory. But does Phil really believe this?
We do, we have absolutely.
Why did the most eminent biological evolutionists believe that there wasn't enough fossil records to support the theory?
No,
why?
He didn't say that. That's a mischaracterisation. And if you read his book, I invite anyone to read Stephen Jay Gould's books.
But why did he believe in equally?
Okay, punctuation equilibrium is Stephen Jay Gould's wrote a lot of books defending passionately evolution.
I agree.
I know. I'm going to come to your point. I'm going to come to your point.
Wait, hold on. Did you just hear that, folks?
Biological evolutionists believe that there wasn't enough fossil records to support the theory. Biological evolutionists.
Stephen Jay Gould's wrote a lot of books defending passionately evolution.
I know.
So Phil knew all along that Adam Deen wasn't implying that the scientists he quoted didn't believe in evolution. Phil knew all along that Adam Deen was not misrepresenting evolutionists. But why would Phil sit down and create a whole video on this issue when he knew all along that this wasn't true? Was it to create a name for himself? So here you are, folks. It's plain and clear for everyone to see. Thank you very much. Peace out.